2024 Dungeons & Dragons core books are right around the corner, and for some people, that's worth celebrating. For others, not so much. Hey there, adventurers. My name is Judd, and this is Short Rest Studios. The new Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook is releasing on September 17th, and the fanfare has been going on for a while now. There are some really cool things in store for this update, things I think will genuinely improve the game, but there's a lot of division and disagreement over what's good and what's bad about the 2024 rules updates. For me, there's one real big problem. I like to be positive on this channel. I like to talk about the fun we can have, the community we can build by playing games together. And it's really been tough over the last couple of years seeing the division in the community that, well, it existed before the OGL debacle, but that really amplified it. And now I find myself in the interesting position of talking about stuff that's not fun. But first, I want to say my problems with the 2024 edition of D&D are my problems. For you, they may not be problems, and I am 100% in support of you having fun playing D&D however you want to. These are my opinions, and I have no expectation that everyone watching this is going to agree with them. The first problem, Hasbro. Hasbro has no idea what they have in D&D. They think they have a valuable piece of intellectual property. They think they have a game that will be in every household like Monopoly. Hasbro is a publicly traded company, and they think they have a mass market product, but they don't. Listen, most of us know that with the popularity of Critical Role and Stranger Things, and with the pandemic drawing more people into the hobby, D&D is more popular than it's ever been. But I honestly believe that tabletop role-playing games will always be a niche hobby. Most people aren't interested enough to devote the time necessary to learn and play a game like Dungeons & Dragons, and that's okay. But Hasbro desperately wants to make it a mass market product. With their new VTT and their pre-order schedules and their belief that the game is under-monetized, I think it's possible they may get their way. But at what cost? To make D&D a true mass market product, they will have to turn it into something that it's currently not. Something that it's never been. And honestly, that makes me sad. The second problem is related to the first, I think, and it's a much more personal one. In their effort to make D&D a more broadly appealing product, Wizards of the Coast is taking the game in a direction based on what I've seen of the new core books that just isn't for me. And I think it's a direction that's alienating a lot of longtime fans. Now, I will say this, there are a lot of older fans, a lot of folks who've been into D&D for a long time that are accusing the creators of pushing a woke agenda onto D&D, and I'm not one of those. I think this hobby has room for everybody, and frankly, I think as a friend of mine put it, most of these people are just mad because somebody moved their cheese. My problem is different. I talked about this a bit in a previous video, but I think in their effort to avoid racial divisions and stereotypes in the game, they've, first of all, homogenized the species. They've removed species-specific bonuses, essentially making every race a reskinned human. On top of that, we've got artwork with orc children with hipster dude haircuts and dwarves baking cookies. I get that some people play D&D for things like that, and that's perfectly fine. I don't want to do mundane things in my D&D games. I don't want to cook. I don't want to play house. I want to solve mysteries and fight battles and have epic fantasy adventures. That's what the game was founded on, and that's what it's moving away from. And I completely recognize that those aspects of the game are not going away, but when you try to make a creative property appeal to absolutely everyone, you inevitably reduce its impact and appeal for a certain segment of the audience. In this case, folks like me who love classic fantasy, and I don't just mean Western Tolkien style fantasy. You might love this stuff, and honestly, I'm glad you do. If it's fun for you, play it. But that kind of fun, that's not for me. Like I said, it's my problem, not yours. Maybe I'm an old fart, but I played AD&D in high school and in college, and I came back to 5e as an adult, and now the game I've loved for so long doesn't seem to be for me. It doesn't actually seem interested in providing the kind of fun I'm looking for anymore. That's another thing that makes me sad. But the real problem is something I've already alluded to: division. The tabletop RPG hobby is divided. Everywhere you turn online, RPG fans are calling out Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, which is not a bad thing. I've done some of it myself, but they're also calling out fans who continue to love D&D, fans who have fun differently than they do. Not everyone knows or cares about the inner workings of the companies that make the games we play. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, go figure, so I hear all about it, but most people who play D&D know next to nothing about the OGL, about last year's layoffs, about Kyle Brink, or any of that stuff. They like the game and they want to play it, but other people want to call them names and degrade them. Other people want to tell them their fun is wrong. If your fun is not immoral, if your fun doesn't oppose the values you espouse, if your fun isn't hurting anybody, your fun is just as valid as mine, and I support your right to have it. The Division breaks my heart because I love tabletop role-playing and I love the community around it. Waiting on the leaf blower. But I'm also hopeful. I get the opportunity to play games with other people, to make new friends in the hobby, and to go to a lot of conventions, and I don't see that division there. I meet supportive, friendly people who just want to have fun together. I meet complete strangers who thank a game master they've never met for running a game he wasn't even sure he ran well. It was me. I was the game master. I played at tables with game masters who just want everybody at the table to have fun, and players who want their game master to have fun. This is a great hobby and a great community. The other day, a friend reminded me of this. Dungeons and Dragons can be whatever kind of fun you want it to be. Let's not let the Division ruin it.